I hope I don't shock you and offend you with this video, but the truth is I honestly could care less how you feel about it. But here are my thoughts for you today. When I look around out into the world, when I look into nature, I see evidence of God. And it's fairly easy for me to explain this. The first thing that I have to let you know is that when we use the word God, we are using a very simplified term to describe a very complicated matter. It's just like our use of the word gravity. See, in between the letters of the word gravity, there is a multitude of mathematical equations and properties and scientific theories and things like that that describe what gravity does and may also describe what gravity does not do. But the word gravity does not define gravity. None of the mathematical, properties and equations and factors, variables, none of it defines gravity. If you ask the leading big brains of science, no one knows what gravity is. We can describe gravity, but we cannot define gravity. And it's the same thing is true about God. We cannot define God because God, by definition, is undefinable. Because God is infinite. You cannot define or limit something that is infinite or limitless. Do you understand? But we can know that God is the source of intelligence behind the creation of everything that's in existence. And so when you look out into the world, you will see the evidence of intelligent design all around you and within you. When you go to an intersection in your car and you are stopped at a red light, if you were to observe the red light for a week straight, it would always go red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, forever. It is in a cycle. There is a system at work here, and it has a purpose. This system lets you know that the device was designed by an intelligent being with a purpose in mind. And so is everything in nature, okay? There is a high tide and a low tide, and there is a purpose for that. There is a cause for that, and there is an effect that is linked to that. The sun always rises and sets, followed by the moon, stars, and planets. The seasons change. The animals migrate. All of the rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea does not overflow, and all of the waters will return to whence they came. This is evidence of the intelligent design of the universe and of our planet and of nature and of life in general. This is evidence. There is abundant evidence of the intelligent design of the universe that surrounds you. Everywhere you look, you can find this evidence. And it also, it's true in the macro as well as the micro. You are breathing. You have a breathing pattern. There's a cycle that you go through when you breathe. There is a cycle of your personal life that you will go through: birth, growth, decay, and death. Okay? There is a cycle present in every single thing. Nothing has been placed anywhere by accident. And with observation, you can learn this. You can learn things from nature. You can learn to identify the intelligence of our universe. And this will let you know that there is a grand architect. There is a power much greater than ourselves at work. And it is not just outside of you, it is within you. It is why you are able to move like this. In my mind, it is impossible that I should be able to move my body like this. It is impossible that when I move my mouth, and I make these sounds, that you can somehow decipher these sounds and know what I am trying to say to you. That is impossible to me, but yet it works. Somehow we're able to do this. This evidence, all of this stuff that is outside of you, when you die, it will continue to be present. I know people that have died, yet the world continues to live on without them. This means that this evidence of God, this evidence of the intelligent design of our planet and of our universe that is present not only within you, but without you. It is everlasting. It is a permanent fixture in the universe. It would not exist otherwise. Now, there is a spectrum. All things exist within a spectrum. Okay? Now, when you have something like hot and cold are not different things. They come from the same originating source called temperature. Hot and cold are both temperature at varying degrees, and the same is true about good and evil. See, there is only one God, one ultimate power source in the universe in which all things come forth from, out of. One source. There is not two. There is not a source of good and a source of evil. There is just one source, and that one source is called God. In the Old Testament of the Bible, God says, I am the God of both good and evil. I have been through many struggles, and those struggles have in fact strengthened me and moved me forward in progress and evolution, and have allowed me to get more personal, to get more involved, to be more deeply involved in my relationship with God. Period. Even the bad things. Now, when we talk about good and evil, evil is a strange one, but if we talk about God and the devil on this spectrum, okay? What is the evidence for the devil, for Satan? The evidence of the existence of Satan is called sin. And sin is something that a person does or does not that results in an underlying feeling of guilt, shame, and remorse. And whether the person is aware or not, they do things that make them feel guilty on a daily basis. A lot of the times, not everyone does, but a lot of the times people are caught up in habits. We are creatures of habit. So we do things by habit that make us feel guilty, and we do them so much that it's hard to recognize some of these things. But sin, that's what it does. That's what it is. It is something you do or do not that results in a feeling of guilt, shame, and remorse. And the evidence, sorry about that, I had to stop the stove. I got the baby's milk warming up. The evidence of Satan is sin. And let's think of some examples of sin. Okay? We have idolatry, we have adultery, we have homosexuality, we have murder, thievery, and then our modern day sins would be like pornography, child trafficking, pedophilia, littering, deforestation, almost anything that goes against the welfare of the entire human family. Now, sin. Think about the sins that I just listed. We've got idolatry, adultery, murder, rape, thievery, pornography, littering, deforestation. What else? Just, undue violence, wars, and all sorts of crazies doing ritualistic animal sacrifices and maybe even human sacrifices. You never know. It's a crazy world. So everywhere that you find sin, you find humans. If you were to hypothetically remove all human beings from existence, you would effectively remove sin from the face of the planet. There is no evidence of sin outside of the minds of men. The lion does not sin against the gazelle. The birds do not sin against the trees. The bees do not sin against the flowers. Sin is only present in the minds of men. Satan is only evident in the minds of men. Outside of your mind, there is no evidence of the existence of Satan. None. But there is evidence of God. Why is that? It's because the devil is an idol of mankind. The devil does not exist. But modern day Christians come up with all sort of cliche phrases like, the greatest trick up the devil's sleeve is to convince you that he doesn't exist. Well, I'm telling you that that's BS. It's BS. The Bible says man cannot serve two masters, for he will love one and hate the other. The Bible says, I am the God of both good and evil. The very first commandment tells you that you are in idolatry if you believe in any other God besides God, including the devil. It is not a prerequisite for you to be a Christian. You do not have to believe in the devil. You do not have to believe in the devil in order to believe in God. Did you know that you don't even have to read the Bible to be considered a Christian? Because a lot of Christians haven't read the Bible. A lot of Christians go to church and they receive information using the telephone game. They just get it from the pulpit. They get it from the pastor's mouth. But they've never really picked up the Bible and really went through it with an open mind and an open heart, willing to learn, willing to be shown things by their own spirit. They just kind of get word of mouth, The fact is, if you believe in the devil, this is very simple. If you believe in the devil, you believe in the devil. And people have told me, well, I don't believe in the devil, Zach. I have a belief in the existence of the devil. It's the same thing. You believe in the devil. You do. You just believe in the devil. Now tell me this. Why would this all-knowing, all-powerful, everlasting God create Lucifer, knowing from the very beginning that Lucifer would rebel, turn to Satan, whose sole purpose and intent is to drag you to a place that God built called hell, to torture you for eternity and to separate you from God forever and a day? That's not God. That's not God, guys. You don't believe in God, you believe in the devil. Man, I'm telling you, I have these conversations with people in real life, out here in the street, at the job, wherever. I talk to people everywhere I go, and guess what? It sucks to be a Christian and talk to me for 2 hours about this subject and realize that you just spent 2 hours of your life defending the devil? Man, that's a hard thing to deal with as a Christian. It really is. The fact that you will fight tooth and nail to defend the existence of a non-existent being called the devil, more so than you would ever fight for God. It's disgusting to me, the amount of people. I just can't get down with people that believe in the devil. That's why I can't regularly go to church, because it's all about the devil. How to escape the... Let me show you something. I'll be right back. Let me show you how absurd this is. Give me 1 second. Are you tired? Are you tired of being bound by the devil with drugs? I can't read backwards. With abuse, gambling, pornography, alcohol, drugs, the world, etc.? These people are selling you a service. It's ridiculous to believe that something called the devil has much more power than God. Believe me, the devil has so much power on this planet. The devil, if you talk to modern Christians, is the God of this world. They admittedly, just blast that out. The devil is the God of this world, the prince of the air. You know? Like, come on, dude, that's idolatrous. It's idolatrous. You're in violation of the very first commandment. Whoa. I know that that's hard to comprehend, but you cannot believe in the devil and also believe in God. You believe in one or the other, period. And most likely, you believe in the devil. See, there's been a few great men that expose things every generation. And one of them said, all of the world's religions have been given to the masses with a false interpretation, so that they believe that they have gained some understanding, so that they believe that they have gained some enlightenment. But they haven't, and it keeps them complacent, and eventually they stagnate. They become like robots. Just think about it, man. Just think about it. There is plenty, abundant evidence supporting the existence of God, of a loving God who propagates life, who has a life-giving property. But there is absolutely zero evidence outside of your small mind supporting the existence of Satan. Dump the devil, man. It's the only belief that you have that is holding you back from who you truly are, from who you are in God's eyes. It's your belief in the devil that separates you from God. Just your simple belief in the devil separates you from God on a daily basis. Minute by minute, you are being separated by God only because of your belief in the devil. It stops you, man. You can't move anymore. You can't breathe. You have to shut your eyes and plug your ears when a certain song comes on because it's the devil. Grow up. Grow up. Look around. There is no devil. There is zero evidence that supports it. Okay?